Good evening and welcome into Ashe County High School for another edition of Friday Night Football on Sky Zone Sports. On Sky Zone HD, Channel 1, tonight we have a matchup between two squads who couldn't come up with a victory last year, either one, as it ended in a no contest, but weather's great here tonight. We're proud to be bringing you the action here. I'm Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham. Corbin Richardson in with us as well with the graphics. And we're in here with you on another exciting edition of Husky Football. Nate, we should be in for an entertaining matchup yet again between these two squads.
Yeah, several new faces for both teams. Of course, Hibriten lost all three of their leading rushers from last season, and we've talked all season so far about what the Huskies have lost. So should be an interesting matchup. We've heard a lot from both coaches. Not really sure what to expect either way, but should be a good night, and it's a beautiful weather night for football.
Yeah, that may be most important for this one, as I'm sure we'll have an outcome here tonight and won't be declared a no contest. The opening coin toss was won by the Hibriten Panthers, the visitors here tonight, and they have deferred to the second half. So Nate will get a quick look at this Ashe County offense, and we know they struggled last week off and on against Watauga as well as in week one against North Surrey, but they seem to have some good looks there in the second half going with that empty set in the backfield.
Yeah, the offense has played fairly well this season. They've just been behind the eight ball, so to speak. The defense not able to really control many teams so far. Watauga and North Surrey just kind of had their way with us. But tonight maybe Ashe can put some points up early, put the pressure on the other team for a change.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the Huskies come out here with a bang on offense. And before we get into anything else here, let us first take a look at the Ashe County Ford keys to the game before we get into tonight's matchup. We talk about it. It's been a Achilles heel for the Huskies all season, Nate. You got to limit the big plays.
Yeah, we've seen both North Surrey and Watauga rip off some big runs or have some big pass plays. And as you said, Ashe not able to do that so far, and that's been a key reason why we've started out the season 0-2.
And then second on the list, maybe should be first, you got to stop the run. They weren't able to do it last week, and we're going to see a very similar offense here tonight with the option attack from Hibriten.
Yeah, and scarily so, maybe even a little bit more athletic than what we saw from Watauga. Quite a bit more speed on the outside, and as you said, up the middle, also going to be about the same as it was last week. We'll see how it goes for the Huskies. And also, our third key to the game, execute in the opponent's territory, as unfortunately we have seen in a couple of games between penalties and some turnovers here and there, we have struggled to do that.
And the Huskies taking the field, carrying the American flag. Of course, Nate, this is a somber day all around the country on 9/11.
Yeah, obviously we all know where we were when those sad events happened. And I remember I was in high school here at Ashe County as a freshman, and I remember our first game back was against Watauga, and we won that game. And that's a memory that'll always stick in my head. As long as I can remember some things, and I'm sure you know as well where you were. Just certainly don't forget those that have lost their lives.
That's exactly right. We don't want to be too somber about it. Like to remember those, but hey, we're here for some football and should be in for a great entertaining matchup here tonight. You said going to be some fresh faces on the field, both sides of the ball. Ashe County's going to have to step it up on the defensive side. We know this offense, maybe not the firepower they had last year, but they can still put up some points. It's going to be a big key here, the defense, maybe use some special teams plays here tonight. So we'll get ready for the opening kickoff. It's the second game of the home season here for the Ashe County Huskies. Coming into this one 0-2, still scratching for their first victory of the season. And of course, we also see Hibriten coming in here 2-1 on the year, and we are underway from Ashe County High School. This kickoff will be fielded by Mason McNeil. Got to watch out for him. Shrugs off a couple of defenders and all the way out right at the 30-yard line. We'll mark him down at the 29. Not a bad place for this Ashe County offense to start.
Yeah, good to be closer to midfield there. We've seen a few times we've had to start deep in the opponent's territory. This time looks like we're doing quite a bit better.
And before we get the first play off, we would like to thank our communications partner here tonight, Carolina West Wireless, reminding you that 4G LTE is here. So we'll start off with trips to the left, one to the right. Sullivan joining Ellis in the backfield. Here's just a quarterback isolation play, works to perfection. Look at Ellis, scooting boogie out across the 40.
And good opening run play there. Probably had Hibriten on their heels. They were expecting a pass on that play, but Colin Ellis, great job on the quarterback keeper.
Of course, Ellis, always one to watch, but the most important guy for this Ashe County team, of course, he was a preseason All-Selection there in the All-State team for 2A football. Mason McNeil already over 268 yards receiving, 4 TDs in 2 games this season, Nate, and also, for good measure, added in a pick on defense.
Yeah, he's been a real key so far to the Husky offensive success.
How about that from Ellis? Only caught about a gain of 5, but my goodness, could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, 2 solid run plays there from Ellis. Of course, that one probably not quite as designed as the first one, but still, any kind of positive yards you can get, especially on an opening drive, certainly a good thing.
So we'll call Mason McNeil, as always, our K&K Stitch and Screen player to watch here tonight and see how Hibriten chooses to defend him on their end of the spectrum. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5, and there's some early movement up front. Unfortunately, that's going to be against the Ashe County offensive line.
Yeah, it looked like had a little bit of movement there from both sides, but I think we were the first ones to jump.
So that'll mark them back at the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10, ball just across the 40-yard line. Twin receivers to the left and the right. Sullivan to block. Ellis fires one to the left. Over the heads of the outstretched defender, and there's Judd Price, 10-5, touchdown Huskies.
And we've seen him get more involved in the offense after the first game of the season. He just keeps turning into an even bigger weapon for the Huskies. And you add that with Mason McNeil, you talk about 2 really good receivers on the outside.
Yeah, another potential weapon developing as we take a look at the Mountain Outfitters replay. You can get great shots just like this from Mountain Outfitters. Boy, Colin Ellis really kind of threaded the needle there, Nate, right over the hands of the outstretched hands of the defender.
Yeah, terrific throw there from Ellis, and just what Coach Hampton wanted, a quick start from the Husky offense.
Now Richardson on for the PAT. McNeil to hold, snap, and the kick is good. So the Huskies draw first blood. We talked about it. A quick start would be nice, and that's just what the doctor ordered as we take a look at the Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. Nate, all it took them was 3 plays to go 71 yards for that TD.
And pretty much all of that done from Colin Ellis. A couple run plays and that beautiful throw there. And Joe Price, he could have about walked in the end zone, how wide open he was. Great statement early from the Huskies.
So the Huskies out to a quick start here tonight, 7-0. At the 10-13 mark here in the first period at Ashe County High School. Nate, that looked a lot like last year's team on that drive.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen much of so far this year, just the quick strike capability. But it is there, even with some new faces out there. Our offense certainly built to score quickly.
So the Huskies draw first blood. We'll see how the Hibriten Panthers respond as Richardson is on to kick after the made PAT. Glad to have Miller Insurance on board once again this season as a sponsor for Ashe County football. As we take a look there at the Miller Insurance scoreboard, the Huskies on top, 7-0 again. 10-13 remaining, so not quite 2 minutes into this ball game. They struck first. A line drive kick that will be fielded around the 15-yard line on the far side of the field, trying to get some room up the sideline. But how about that? A nice tackle. Still slinging him down, trying to get him down to the turf. He'll just settle for forcing him out of bounds for the Huskies. That was number 20, Matthew Greer. And he's one who has his moments out here, Nate, on the football field for sure.
Greer, one of the few guys we can say on defense has really looked good in all 3 games so far this season. First play of this one, he's right there for the special teams play.
And Nate, for the Ashe County Huskies, it's been a while since we've been able to call his name, number 65, Luis Ramos. He's back for this Ashe County defense, and he could be a big factor.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Hampton before the game. They're hoping to get at least a couple of quarters out of him. His first game back since Watauga last year, so we'll see how the Huskies decide to use him.
And quickly a toss sweep to the near side. Going to number 7, Jarius Cotton. And Nate, they have a lot of weapons out of this backfield on Hibrite, as we said. Maybe not the names we've been accustomed to hearing the last 2 or 3 years, but they've still got some big guys back there and several athletes they're going to come at you with.
Yeah, you'll also hear us call Jamar Ferguson a few times. Quarterback Trey Ellis, he was here last year. And how about Shaheem Felder, a 6'3", 238-pound fullback, going to absolutely tear it up probably.
And here is the option to the right side, the toss, and boy, open field. He's inside the 40. You're not going to catch him. See ya. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. But we do see a flag fly on the field, so the Huskies may be saved. But check out that speed from Jamar Ferguson closing in.
Yeah, that speed we have talked about, and we talked about it quite a bit last season when we faced this team. They just got speed all over the field, and obviously they had some decent depth last year. Those guys are now starters this season, but, Hibriten, they're a little bit bigger school than us, so I'm sure they've got the same amount of depth that they've had in years past.
So the flag goes against the Panthers, and boy, that's a killer, Nate. Takes away 6 off the board.
That's a real deflating moment for any team to lose a touchdown off of a penalty. And Ashe able to avoid that one, but certainly got to be aware of their rushing attack. Once again, looks like it could be a problem tonight if that first play is any indication how the rest of this goes.
Yeah, and you talk about it there, maybe a matchup to watch is Ellis versus Ellis tonight, both of the opposing QBs.
Yeah, one of them a little bit more experienced, a little bit more seasoned, but nonetheless, two very good athletes. And we saw Trey throw the ball a little bit last year for the Panthers, so he's got a decent arm as well.
This time they just handed up the middle. Nothing too fancy there.
And number 3,
Chris Scott.
carrying the ball for Hibriten, brings it up about 5
He's a big one too
yards.
by any means, Nate. 5'9", 217 at the fullback position.
They've got some good size and speed to mix in, and obviously we can understand why Hibriten runs the ball so much. They have the weapons, and it just seems like they really fit their offense to fit their personnel.
It's going to bring up a key third down here. 3rd and 7. Ellis rolling out to the near side. Gonna fire one down the middle. Perfect pass is caught and hung on to by number 6, Jamar Ferguson. And how about hauling that one in and to find his man in open space, Trey Ellis.
Yeah, Ferguson listed at 5'5", 151 pounds. Just gets lost out there, gets wide open. And he had the touchdown run called back, but right there, not going to call that pass play back. Big first down for the Panthers.
Switching fields all the way down to the Ashe County 40-yard line where they'll set up here with a fresh set of downs. Ellis maybe not known as much for his passing ability, but looked pretty good right there.
Yes, certainly. We saw that a few plays last year. He's got a decent arm, but they will run the ball most of the time.
And a bad snap, but maybe they're bailed out by a flag, blowing the play dead. That's going to go against the offense.
A false start penalty against Hibriten.
5 yards. I think Hibriten will take that, Nate, with that snap they just had.
Yeah, I was going to say, Coach Lewis, probably the happiest offensive penalty he'll have all season long.
So talk about the records here, these two squads. Nate, last season, a little bit of a different story. Both teams riding high when they met, but Hibriten suffered some injuries down the stretch, finished up 6-6 on the year. And then right now, 2-1. And that one loss coming to a team that's familiar with this Ashe County team in Maiden.
Yeah, Maiden looked good last year against us, nearly pulled the upset and brought almost all of their key skill players back. Lots of talent left on that Maiden team. And Hibriten played them close most of the way, so Hibriten no slouch themselves.
Yeah, we talked about that Maiden squad. We knew last year with the pieces they were going to be bringing back in the game that they gave Ashe County, they would definitely be a team to watch this season and undefeated up until this point in the year.
Yeah, they'll certainly be a 2A contender, no doubt about that.
Set up here, 2nd down and 10. And this triple option. And there is the option tossed to the right side. And watch him go out inside the 30 before he's finally drugged down by a Husky tackler. That's another run by Cotton.
And Jamar Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Carry stop by number 27, Ben Brown.
Ben Brown making a nice tackle on the end. That's going to give him a fresh set of downs. So already we see the athleticism out of this backfield.
So far, Ashe having a little bit of trouble dealing with that. Saw more of a power running game from Watauga give us fits, but for Hibriten, they're able to get to the edges, and the Huskies struggling with that as well.
1st and 10 on the Ashe County 25-yard line. Just over 7.5 minutes to go. There's a toss looking to the end zone, and nice defense will prevent that catch.
Good coverage there from the Huskies. Tip pass knocks that one away, but even without that, good coverage from the secondary.
Ball still on the 25-yard line.
So after the incompletion, make it 2nd down and 10. Last year, there were a lot of points put up between these two just in the one half we got to witness. I can only imagine how many more would have been put up. I believe it was 28-22. Is that correct, Nate, at the half?
I think something along those lines. Certainly a real shootout was brewing there. Unfortunately, Mother Nature just wouldn't let us finish that ball game.
There is Cotton on the run play to the near side. He's in red zone territory now as Hibriten Panthers get in here for the first time tonight. And Nate, the ruling last year we talked about a little bit then. Ashe County, I believe both teams agreed that it was just going to be a no contest and not go down in the record book, but then the end of the season came and playoff brackets were set, and Ashe County had an extra loss thrown in there. Yeah,
not really sure how that worked out. Never really asked about it either, but obviously it must be in the rule book somewhere if a game gets to halftime that somehow the game has to count for something. Unfortunately, with Ashe trailing, it went down as a loss.
Looking to resurrect that this year as we see the run, that time by the fullback, Chris Scott.
That'll bring the ball up to about the 11-yard line.
Gets it down to about the 11.
And
another first down. Hibriten piecing together a very nice first drive. And here's the toss to the outside. Look at him go. You're not going to catch him. 10-5 touchdown run from Jamar Ferguson. We've seen his breakaway speed. He had one taken back just a few minutes ago. That one's going to stand, no doubt about it.
A great drive there for Ferguson and Hibriten offensively. Ferguson really a fit against the Husky defense. They struggled containing him that whole drive. Hibriten here 1 extra point away from tying this up.
So at the 6:57 mark, both teams have scored now. Hibriten able to answer the call. Here comes the kick from Aaron Turner. Snap the hold, and it is good right through the middle. 7-7, your score here just over midway through the first period. 6:57 to go as we take a look at that. Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. Just a long drive there, Nate. 3 minutes run off the clock, 9 plays, 66 yards. That's just what you want to see if you're Coach Lewis with this triple option offense.
Yeah, that's what Hibriten has to do if they want to win some ball games. Probably not quite the quick strike offense that the Huskies have or some other teams that like to throw the ball downfield. But Hibriten, if they can put together good, solid drives like that, use their speed and size, that's how they'll win ball games.
As we mentioned, they answered the call, so the Huskies drew first blood, which was nice to see. Now quickly taken away, they've erased that. Even ball game again here at the 6:57 mark. We'll see Noah Haney do the kickoffs. Little interesting there, Nate. Aaron Turner does your kicking and punting, but not your kickoffs.
Yeah, Hibriten may just want to have a bigger body out there for the coverage team. You saw their kicker, not quite as built as this young man.
Yeah, Haney 6'1", 220. As we see Hutler on the return, and he is bottled up quickly. Can't believe he even got out to the 20-yard line.
Hutler on that return, bringing the ball out about 10 yards.
They'll spot him right at the 20.
Ashe County will start this drive on the 20-yard
So Ashe County will come out, looking to duplicate what they did on their first drive, and that's connect for 7. We knew this was going to be more of an inexperienced team this season for the Ashe County Huskies, Nate, but I believe that we will really now, this game going forward, going to really see some improvements from this squad.
Yeah, I think getting Luis Ramos back will help quite a bit. And as Coach Hampton said a couple times this season, we've really faced some tough non-conference teams. And there's no way our conference will be as tough as these guys we've played early on. And playing tough competition can only help as long as you're not losing any players to injuries or anything like that. But it'll get us ready for the Mountain Valley Conference slate of the schedule.
This time after the penalty, they're going to hand it off to Sky Sullivan. Pounding his way ahead. He's going to be right at the first down mark. We'll see if they give it to him.
About the 30-yard line.
He's a couple inches shy. So a gain of about 4.5, we'll call it. Brings up second down in a very short one. Here's the first run play for the tailback. See if they keep it on the ground here. Maybe just let Ellis take it up the middle himself. Nope, they're going to let Sullivan do it, and he has the first down and a couple extra yards for good measure. Nice job there converting on second and short by the Huskies.
We've seen Ashe go to the running game a little earlier tonight than we have in the previous two contests. Hibriten looks like they're not really adjusting to that.
Yeah, it's good to see there, mixing up the play calls a little bit here in the early going for the Huskies. Fresh set of downs now, ball on the 34-yard line as we approach the 6-minute mark. Ellis in the gun. He's going to keep it himself, just a quarterback isolation play. He's out across the 40, still fighting his way forward. Look at that, Nate. Even with the defender on him, dives ahead and picks up the first down.
We've seen Ellis. This is the third time he's ripped off a nice run out of the backfield. And so far, Hibriten really struggling with the Husky rushing attack. Haven't been able to say that much in the last season or so. But tonight, it looks like Ashe really changing up the game plan a little bit.
And I thought he had the first down, still waiting for the officials. Here, I think they might measure, and indeed they are. Missed it by the skin of their teeth, Nate.
Just barely.
Come on, just give it to him. That close.
Who knows? Maybe the middle of the field slanted just a little bit.
Yeah.
Might be a first down there.
So a gain of 9 and every bit of another yard, just a couple inches shy of a first down. So that'll bring up second in a very short one situation here for the Huskies. Nate, this may be a situation we see the Huskies try to throw one deep.
Yeah, it's a smart play call. You see that a whole lot at all levels of football. Barely need a yard and, just chuck it deep. If you don't get it, run it on third.
Feeling the heat and firing downfield. Was it caught? I believe it was. Yes, the catch is made by Price. That's twice. He's made a great catch here tonight. That one maybe a little bit more impressive than the first one he able to hang on to.
He had to scoop that low ball up and thankfully able to reel that one in before it hit the ground. And big-time conversion there for Colin Ellis and Judd Price.
Scooping that up, put him in the infield there on the baseball team, put him at the hot corner. Fresh set of downs, 40-yard line. Ellis stepping up, feeling the heat. He's not going to get away this time. Bringing him down, number 9, David Clark, the senior defensive end, all 6'3", 380 pounds. That's a big hit on Ellis.
And we see Hibriten going with a 3-man front. And we see big number 66 leaving there. He's listed at 6 foot, 319 pounds. So they've got a big-time nose tackle there. Surround him with some athletes. And really a good defensive setup there to stop the run. But unfortunately for them, the Ashe rushing attack has been the difference.
Looking to the air again this time and just can't hang on to it. Is Joseph Louder.
For Joseph Louder, incomplete. Third down now coming up for the Huskies with 16 yards to go.
We've seen that a couple of times this year in the early going, and still learning his way out there at the receiver position. Bring up third down now for the Huskies. Ellis dropping back. Very long way to go, and just over the reach of Mason McNeil. You know, he'd like another crack at catching that one.
Yeah, McNeil tried to make the big-time one-handed grab, but just a little bit too high.
And now we'll see, Nate. We've seen the Huskies the last few weeks go for it on 4th and long in the opponent's territory. Well, last week against, last game, I should say, against Watauga. But this time, this early in the ball game, a tight score. Looks like they're going to bring on the kicking unit. Good choice here as McNeil drops back to punt. Standing on his own 41, he'll step up. Gets off a nice high kick. That's going to bounce out. Did he pin him inside the 10, Nate, or depends on where they spot it that it went out?
Well, it looks like the back official there, looks like he's marked it about the 8-yard line. But the other official up here, he's still walking forward, so not sure what the deal is there, but looks like, unfortunately for Ashe, it's going to be marked at about the 20.
So they pinned him inside the 20 anyway. Still a very nice kick there from Mason McNeil, angling that one to the sideline.
We've seen Mason do a really good job. Pretty much any time he's been called on, we've seen him punt the ball well for the last couple of seasons, and also in on defense. Made a big interception earlier in the year. And, of course, on offense, we know what he can do.
Yeah, you talk about some of his punting ability and just athleticism, I should say, in general. About that punt he got off last year against Maiden in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was big time right there. We really needed a good punt, and he absolutely blasted that one.
Brought down by a host of Husky defenders. Gain of about 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 now coming up for Hibrite.
Pick up about 5 on the first down carries. We hit the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Knotted up at 7. See a lot of run plays. We see a toss sweep to the near side. Cotton now cutting it back to the middle. Nice ankle tackle is made there from the Husky.
And number 7, Jarius Cotton on that play, brought down by number 40, Connor Campbell.
That's Connor Campbell, number 40, just a sophomore. We've seen a lot of young guys earning their chops here at the varsity level, and he's one of them.
And we've seen a few JV guys get moved up tonight as well.
That's right.
Don't have them on our roster right now, but I'm sure we will as the season progresses. But Coach Hampton really trying out different things, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and with your JVs off a couple of weeks, get them some playing time potentially here this evening. It's going to be close to a first down, make it 3rd down and 1, a big situation here. He's got the first down and more, though, still racing out across the 40, stiff-arming past 1, and Sam Hudler may have just made a touchdown-saving tackle.
Felder, number 19 on that
Shaheem Felder, and he's a load, Nate. You mentioned it earlier, 6'3", 238. And how about the speed from the big fella out of the backfield?
And as I'm sure Hibriten's really thrilled, they've got another year of him as well, just a junior this season. He's proven early on he's just going to be absolutely tough to bring down at that size and speed.
Hey, you take a look here at the roster. These guys, all the ones that have carried the ball tonight, Chris Scott, a junior, Jarius Cotton, a junior, Jamar Ferguson, a junior, and there, Shy Felder, also a junior, Nate. So these guys are only going to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll hurt a little bit losing their quarterback, but as you said, all the athletes, good running guys so far, all going to be back.
What a stiff arm there. Let's talk about some powerful runs. Look at that. He's still shaking guys off. My goodness, just refusing to go down that time. Jamar Ferguson, he's only 5'5", 151.
Yeah, they've got some small guys out there, including Ferguson, but I'm telling you, his shiftiness and speed, that's really just been an absolute handful for the Huskies.
Move those chains again. Powerful runners, as you mentioned, out of this Hibriten backfield and this triple option offense. Saw the run last week out of that wing set for Watauga. More power than athleticism last week. This week they're getting a heavy dose of both. Dive ahead that time from Shy Felder.
Stopped by number 77,
just picks up a couple.
Hamilton. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Hamilton making the stop.
2nd and 7 now coming up for
Second down and 8 upcoming. Ball on the Ashe County 42-yard line. Inside of 2 minutes in this opening quarter. Still tied up at 7. Elder now going to go to the air just over the hands of the intended target there, Jamar Ferguson.
Number 6, Ferguson, incomplete.
And good play call there, just did not quite execute it for the Panthers.
Still on the 46-yard line.
So now we talk about the Huskies seeing the run here heavy. They're going to see plenty of it again next week as well, tonight and next week against Alexander Central, kind of a preview from a bigger school and this option attack that they like to run.
Yeah, certainly another big-time non-conference opponent for the Huskies. That can only help them come conference time, and certainly facing even more athletic teams than they'll face during the Mountain Valley slate.
Elder looking to go to the air again, slips out of the grasp of Richardson. He's looking for that first down, cutting it to the far side now. And he turned nothing into a very nice play right there.
Yeah, it looked like Tristan Jones there might have saved that first down. He was able to pull him down just a little bit when he bounced to the outside. See what Hibrite decides to do here. Maybe about 4th and 3, it looks like.
We'll call it 2 there officially. An offense staying on the field here, Nate.
Yeah, no surprise really to me the way they've been able to run the football.
Big opportunity for this Ashe County defense, and they jump off sides. Good hard snap count there by Trey Ellis, but man, if you're the Huskies, you'd at least like to make them have to work for that first down.
Yeah, not what the coaching staff for the Huskies wanted to see. Hibriten able to get the cheap, easy first down and keep this drive going here. Just 55 seconds left in the first.
31-yard line, 1st and 10, Hibriten.
So that'll give the Panthers a fresh set of downs now at the Husky 31-yard line. Costly mistake there by the Huskies. Man in motion to the near side. Ellis going to keep it himself on the option, and a nice job there on the read. Gets it down inside the 30.
Nice job by Garrett Miller, able to sniff that one out on the outside. Really limited what Ellis could do there. If he'd have got past him, it would have been several more yards.
Now coming up from the 27-yard line.
And we'll see if Hibriten chooses to even get off another snap. Time winding down here in the first. They do get the snap off, and the toss sweep to the near side. And look at Cotton go. He's all the way down to about the 22-yard line before he is forced out. And that will be the final play in the first period, Nate. But Hibriten, they're threatening here already again.
Yeah, solid start for Ashe, but their defense, especially against the run here late, kind of letting them down a little bit. But a lot of credit goes to Hibriten as well. Lots of speed and size, really giving the Huskies fits.
So that is how we'll wrap up the first period of play. Knotted up at 7 at Ashe County High School. Stay tuned in for more Friday Night Football on Sky Zone Sports and Sky Zone HD, Channel 1.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Ashe County Ford here. It's time to make the switch to Ashe County Ford. With $1,000 trade-in cash available, the time is now. Make the switch and save up to $9,500 off the 14 F-150s. Take a break. Come in and see the new redesigned 2015 F-150. With an all-aluminum body and tons of new features, Ford has done it again. Come see why Ashe County Ford sold the most certified pre-owned Fords in the region last year with 100,000 miles powertrain warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and low rates you can't go wrong. Ashe County Ford. We don't just sell you a car, we make you a friend for life. And welcome back into Ashe County High School, the site for tonight's Friday night football matchup between the Ashe County Huskies and visiting Hibriten Panthers. 3rd down and 1 quickly is back to the action, and no questions about it there. First down Hibriten as this drive continues.
And smart play by the Panthers with a little quarterback keeper. Be sure to get that first down.
The ball able to get past the first down marker. New set of downs now for Hibriten. They're on the 23-yard line.
Continue this long drive.
18-yard line.
Give them a fresh set of downs in red zone territory now on the Husky 18. Knotted up at 7 as we start the second quarter of play on the second play from scrimmage. Here's the toss to the outside, and laying some lumber down with Sam Hudler.
Yeah, good hit there. Unfortunately, a little bit further downfield than I'm sure Coach Hampton wanted from his defense, but still, good tackle there. Keeps him out of the end zone for now.
That was Jamar Ferguson on the run.
That play to be 2nd and 5 now coming up for Hibriten.
And Nate, he's also listed as a quarterback. I guess he's a backup on this team.
Yeah, we were looking at their roster earlier. It looks like they've got about 5 kids listed as quarterback next to their name. So, yeah, who knows? I don't know if they're expecting the worst or what, but lots of guys, I guess they've been trying to give some quarterback reps to.
Man in motion. This time handoff straight up the gut to big Ferguson. Man, it takes half the team to lay him down.
And number 19,
pretty powerful kid for just being 5'5", 151 pounds.
And that is enough to
put it down there
to
the 6-yard line where a 1st and goal is forthcoming for the Panthers. Austin Blevins checking back in for Josh Hamilton. 1st and goal, man in motion to the left, and they're going that way to him. He's going to look toward the corner. Can he get in? Yes. Lowers that shoulder and powers his way into the end zone. He will not be denied. What a run there by Jarius Cotton.
Yeah, Cotton comes in. So nice little substitute there for Ferguson, able to take it to the left and powers his way into the end zone.
So Hibriten takes their first lead of the night with that 6-yard scamper by Jarius Cotton. Extra point forthcoming from Aaron Turner. And the kick is up and right down Broadway. 14-7 at the 10:21 mark. Hibriten forges ahead. Their first lead of the game, as you see on the Miller Insurance scoreboard. Be sure to check out Miller Insurance for all your insurance needs, located in downtown West Jefferson. And we'll take a quick look at that Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. Nate, you talk about a successful drive there, chewing up 6 minutes on that clock.
Yeah, Hibriten has to be pleased. Both their drives combined have taken over 10 minutes off the clock. And exactly what they want to do, just run the ball down the field, keep the other team's offense off the field, and so far Hibriten running it to perfection.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this Ashe County defense had their hands full last week and were on the field a lot, and that's been the case here tonight. Those legs got to be tired just after defending a 6-minute drive.
Yeah, you have to be pleased with one thing at least. They have limited the big play so far. It's just been the third down conversions and not being able to get off the field that the Huskies have had to deal with. Panthers able to move the ball seemingly at will, just not picking up the big chunks like Watauga did.
Noah Haney on the boot this one deep. It's a high kick. He fielded around the 14-yard line. Here comes Mason McNeil trying to get to the edge, but he is going nowhere, wrapped up and slung to the turf by Will Killian, the junior, making a nice tackle there. So the Huskies coming back onto the field now on offense. Starting up at their own 27-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10. We'll see Nate now the Huskies play for the first time trailing in this ball game.
Yeah, they've been trailing in every game so far this season. First time tonight. We'll see if the Husky offense can pull even here in the second quarter.
Ellis, now 2 men in the backfield joining him. He's going to keep it himself on the option. Now tosses it to McNeil. Oh, and a low hit there knocks him down quickly. That was Jamar Ferguson laying him down.
And nice design on that play there. Probably didn't get as many yards as the offensive coaching staff would have liked, but nice job getting McNeil the ball in open space, but even better job of Hibriten reading that.
I was going to say, that's a new trick play there. Not a trick play, but pulling something out there from his bag of tricks. Coach Hampton trying to mix things up a little bit on the offensive scheme. And as you said, nice to see McNeil getting some touches in a different role.
Yeah, he's certainly proven he's got the athletic ability to do pretty much anything the team needs, and knowing him, he wants to win some games, and he'll do exactly what the team needs.
Now, going to the air this time. Here's a short toss to Sky Sullivan. Now watch him go out across the 40. And a nice pickup there on second down.
Great job by Sullivan freezing Chris Scott, the linebacker. Scott just came to a complete stop out there. Sullivan just runs right around him.
Shake and bake, baby.
Yeah, you got to keep those legs moving if you're a linebacker. You can't just come to a complete stop and expect to make a tackle.
Let's give the Huskies a fresh set of downs now at the 42-yard line. Trips to the right, and he'll look that way and over the head of the intended target that time. He was throwing in the way of Mason McNeil. Bit of an errant pass there from Ellis. We haven't seen too many off the mark here tonight yet.
Yeah, good thought on the pass play there, getting McNeil open over the middle, but the throw just a little bit off the mark.
McNeil's definitely dangerous on those slant routes. Give him the ball in some open space and just kiss him goodbye.
Yeah, we've seen him have some good returns in the return game as well. One of the, certainly maybe the best athlete on the team, but certainly one of the top ones.
Now Ellis stepping up, and that one may have been deflected. They're going to say it was at the line of scrimmage. Feeling the heat that time was Colin Ellis.
That's one of the few times we've seen the Hibriten pass rush able to disrupt him throwing the football.
Only one sack to this point in the ball game, but they're hurrying Ellis. And it will bring up a 3rd and 10 now for the Huskies. They don't want to get into too many of these 3rd and long situations. Ball on the own 42-yard line. Ellis stepping up, fires this one to the near side, but well over the head of Mason McNeil. That's going to bring up an obvious punting situation for the Huskies.
There's a flag on the field, however.
Well, now we're going to call a penalty as well against Ashe. Ineligible receiver downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield, penalty called against the Huskies.
Sure, Hibriten will probably refuse that penalty and just make the Huskies punt.
And like you said there, Nate, Hibriten declines, and on comes the punting unit for the Ashe County Huskies. Hibriten didn't want to give them another chance with these dangerous playmakers such as McNeil and Judd Price out there at the wideout position.
Yeah, certainly the smart move there. I believe Hibriten coming into this game lost all but 2 starters from last year's team. One of those starters was the quarterback, so you can pretty much count on they lost nearly their entire defense.
So McNeil stand back in his own 29. He'll step up and boot this one deep. Another nice kick. Will be fielded, mishandled a bit at the 20. And who comes up with it? It looks like Hibriten's going to come up with it there on the ball, but very nearly a costly turnover.
Yeah, good job by Ashe getting down there in a hurry. Couldn't quite tell who made that first hit. Nice job by the Huskies trying to fight for that thing. Looks like Alex Richardson in there really digging for it.
Killian had a little bit of trouble handling that return. But his team staves off the costly mistake there as they're able to keep possession. But how about another nice kick from Mason McNeil, pinning them down at their own 18.
Yeah, he's really putting on a good punting performance. We've seen it in our other 2 games as well this season. He's got a good solid leg out there.
Jack of all trades, as they say. Here comes this option offense once again. Hand off to the inside, and look at him go. Stumbling his way out across the 30 is Chris Scott, the fullback.
Number 30, Chris
That'll be good enough for a first down.
Well, a few times we've seen him get the ball tonight, but I believe he came in tonight as Hibriten's leading rusher. And very powerful, speedy runner up the middle.
Right now, Nate, Hibriten just seems to be getting everything they want on this ground game.
They've got the Husky defense on their heels, not sure where to read the football going. Sometimes not staying at home on the pitch, not staying at home on the quarterback. And you can tell when the Huskies make a mistake, Hibriten's really pouncing on it.
Option, and here's the toss, and it's off the mark. Hits the turf there, but able to recover is Jarius Cotton. Losing, what, about 4 or 5 yards there, Nate?
Yeah, Huskies might have caught a break on that. If he'd have got that pitch off, no one out there on the outside for contain, but thankfully defensive line able to disrupt that play.
Yeah, they will actually mark it right there. He set the original line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Ferguson in motion. He gets it on the sweep to the left side and racing toward the first down marker. Going to be very close. Maybe stop just a yard or so shy.
Run out of bounds by number 20, Matthew Greer.
Matthew Greer running him out of bounds.
Ball up near the first down marker. But it will be a 3rd down.
Just keep the weapons coming.
The ball of the 39 with about 2 yards.
But here's a chance, Nate, for the Huskies. 3rd and short situation. But for Hibriten, that's the kind of situation they want to be in.
Yeah, I'd expect to see the fullback get the ball here, maybe a quarterback keeper. They might try to string it outside, but if I were coaching, I would probably just try to slam it up in the middle, especially with the success they've already had.
And there's some early movement up front. Who was it on first? That's going to go against the offense.
Looks like right tackle there, Jimmy Gordon. A little bit too anxious.
Jimmy got a little hyped up for that play.
Hopped up on sugar.
So that'll cost his team 5 yards, and now this closes your playbook up. 3rd down and 7 now. You're in a 3rd and long situation for Hibriten. Here comes the option, the toss to the near side. Looking to find his way up the middle. He's got the first down and then some before he's finally gang tackled. How about a strong run there once again from Jamar Ferguson?
Yeah, well-designed play. The guy that goes in motion ends up being the guy that throws the first block out there. That's a play that the Panthers haven't ran yet tonight, and Ashe looked a little bit confused by that. But another key third down conversion for the Panthers.
A little over 8 minutes to play in the first half.
Be first down at the Panther 47, inside of 8 minutes to go for the half. Now Ellis going to fire it out to the far side, but well behind his intended target. That's going to fall to the turf. Incomplete pass. He was looking in the way of number 13, Christoph Wilson. It'll be second down and 10. One of the few times we've seen them go to the air tonight.
Yeah. Wilson, one of the few seniors out there as well. 5'9" senior wide receiver. Throw a little bit off there.
And in motion. Here's the handoff up the middle. And that's Scott going to finally be tangled up there at the 50 before he's forced back.
As Matthew Greer once again coming in from the safety spot to put it into that play, but hate to see that when it's 5 yards downfield and your safety's making the tackle. I'd like to see the linebackers and D-line do a little bit more of that.
So they converted on their last third down. It was from 7 yards. This will be one less. It'll be third down and 6. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Maybe just a foot on the Husky side of things. See if the Huskies can come up with this big defensive stop, rolling out to the far side. Pass is caught and wrapped up immediately. How about that play from Richardson?
Read that play perfectly. Kind of surprised they went with a pass there. But nonetheless, Richardson read that to a T. And finally, a big third down stop for the Huskies.
So
it'll bring up a fourth down and about 8 yards to go. And you got to think Hibriten may boot this one away.
Yeah, certainly on their side of the 50, would not be surprised at all. Could go for a fake here as well near midfield. Just need to be aware of that.
So on comes the punting unit. First time we've seen the Huskies be able to get a stop. It all begins with this, Nate. Hopefully they can get some mojo working on that defensive side. And that kick will bounce and get away from it. And it rolls out inside the 25. Let's see where they officially mark it. And we'll see this Husky offense come back onto the field once again, starting from their own 19-yard line. So another nice punt. We've seen two very good punters out here tonight.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Ashe, we're not able to force a single punt last week against Watauga. So nice this time to at least be able to force one fourth down and able to swing a little bit of field position.
4 wide set. Sullivan joining Ellis in the backfield, working it right to left. Just over 6 minutes to go here, and there is the handoff to Sullivan. He's out across the 30, still trying to fight his way forward. He'll pick up maybe 2 or 3 yards on the first down carry. He's trying to at least keep them honest with a few run plays mixed in here and there tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit more of that than we have in the previous 2 games, and probably a good thing as well. Try to keep the speedy defense of the Panthers a little bit off balance.
One thing I believe Coach Hampton I know would like to see is Ellis maybe run it a little bit more himself with his quickness.
Yeah, we've seen more carries from him tonight than probably any other game so far, but still he could even do it a few more times.
He's going to step it up and fires one over here, and a nice catch there in the leap by Mason McNeil, showing off his soft hands.
And good job hanging on as well. Had a pretty solid hit put on him right in the chest, but able to hang on to that pass.
Nate, I believe that may be just his first catch tonight, maybe his second.
Well, we've seen him go his way, but a couple of those passes a little bit off the mark.
Third and 1. We'll see what they choose to do here on their side of the field. And it's going to be a quarterback ISO. Here comes Ellis out across the 30 and the 35, moving those chains. Nice job by the shifty QB.
And a nice play call there as well. Looks like Hibriten might have really thought they were going to hand that one off. But Ellis able to snake right through and pick up the first down.
But able to get the ball up to the 37-yard line where Ashe County will have a new set of downs.
Coach Hampton must have heard me, Nate.
I think he did. We're a little bit of ways away, but that's ESP.
Let's radio that one in.
Yeah, we called that one.
Ball now on the 37-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Huskies, trailing 14-7. Hold everything. Maybe some early movement that time. Flags fly. Penalty marker is down, and it goes against the Huskies on a false start. So just whenever you get a great play there to move those chains, shoot yourself right in the foot and move yourself back 5 yards.
Yeah, tough break there for the Huskies. Just couldn't quite hold back there on the snap count.
31-yard line.
So move them back. 1st and 15. Just over 4 minutes to go here before they head to the locker room. Hibriten on top right now, 14-7. Ashe was able to get a big stop, though, on Hibriten's previous possession, force a punt. Here they are trying to answer the previous score from the Panthers. 4 wide set. Ellis stepping up, fires a nice pass. It's tipped and intercepted. And cutting it back the other way, we see Miles Simon. He's inside the 30 and really getting it deep into Husky territory, but we did see a flag fly downfield.
Yeah, for Ashe, they're hoping it's pass interference.
I'll tell you, he really broke on that ball, though, and made a nice play on defense. May have been a little too good, though. They're having a powwow out in the middle of the field, are the refs. Wait for the official signal. And a lucky break there for the Ashe County Huskies. They got clipping penalty afterwards, after the fact of the interception. But the Huskies will be glad to take that pass interference call, move it 15 yards up the field, and have themselves a first down.
Yeah, good break for the Huskies. Maybe they can turn this into some points now. We've seen Ellis a little bit off on his throws tonight. That one sailed high as well as the previous two. He's had one tipped at the line, too. Well, usually what we see from him, we usually see some good bullets right where they need to be, but tonight, accuracy a little bit off.
This will result in 15 yards being added from
and you talk about the game he had last week while we have a pause here in play.
Very close to the first down.
Very nice game from Ellis last week. I know he did throw those 2 picks, but some of those kind of later in the game having to force the issue a bit. And Mason McNeil had another strong performance, and then really it was a coming out party, I believe, for Judd Price.
Yeah, Judd, and he's carried it over tonight as well. We saw him cash in the 1 touchdown for the Huskies tonight. And he's certainly 2 really good games back-to-back, and a bright future for that young man, only a junior as well. So some good chemistry building between him and Colin.
So we're still waiting on the official signal here as they're going to come out and measure this one. First down by a nose.
And that will result in a first down for the Huskies. They'll now have a 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
Of course, maybe it's just me, Nate, if it's 1st and 15 and they had a 15-yard penalty, that should be a first.
Yeah, and usually a pass interference comes with an automatic first down, but they measured for it. I guess they just wanted to be sure.
Ball will be spotted at the Ashe County 47 now. 1st and 10. Trips to the right. One-on-one down here in the close side with Price. Setting up a screen play here for McNeil. He's got some space outside the 50, the 40, and he's drugged down right there at the 40-yard line, and that's enough for an Ashe County first down.
That was a good individual effort from McNeil. The block didn't quite come on that side, but he really made the man miss and able to get yardage.
But hold everything as we have a hold penalty on that previous play. We saw the penalty marker fly a little late there, and that one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, definitely a bad play there. Didn't even need that block. I think McNeil was already by that man, but blocking the back will bring that good, solid pass play back.
So it'll make it first down and 20.
The first half of the game.
Inside the 3.5-minute mark. Unfortunate break there for the Huskies, Nate. They had a great play, fresh set of downs to work with. Backs them up on their side of the field now, their own 39. Ellis joined by Sullivan trying to break away, and he is going nowhere. Maybe gets a yard, and that is it before he is swallowed up.
Big man Shaheem Felder looked like he was able to get through the line there and pull Ellis down.
40-yard line. It'll now be a 2nd and 18 for the Huskies.
Make it 2nd down and 18. Here at the 240 mark and counting. Ellis getting his signals here on the near sideline. Huskies trailing 14-7, looking to strike before they head to the locker room. He'll step up, fires this one across the middle, has McNeil in stride, and he switches fields, gets it over into Panther territory. Nice chunk of yardage there. That'll bring up a 3rd and medium length situation for the Huskies.
Nice job by McNeil making a little move after to get a couple of extra yards. Huskies really could use a 3rd down conversion here, keep this drive going.
So 3rd down and 3 to go. Not a bad situation starting that play out there with 1st and 10 after being backed up on the penalties. And Ellis going to keep it himself. Oh, my goodness, and what a hit laid on by Bradley Cash. He cashed in on that one.
Cash money on that hit. Big-time play there. Unfortunately, that may put an end to this drive, but decent field position. You might see the Huskies go for it, but still big-time play there from the Panther D.
And Panthers will take a timeout. It'll be a Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout. Be sure to take time out of your day. Head to Little's Health and Fitness Center in West Jefferson on Radio Hill. So, Nate, Hibriten obviously want to get that ball again, their hands on it here, and get that offense back onto the field, also knowing that they're going to have the ball coming out of the half as well.
Yeah, tough break for the Huskies with that last penalty. Really put a damper on this drive and play there. Probably a good design play, just didn't execute well. We've seen Ellis pick up some good yards on the ground, but not that time. As we said, Bradley Cash in there on that hit.
And here we'll see another opportunity, Nate. Can the Huskies convert in their opponent's territory, one of our 4 keys to the game?
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do here. Could punt the ball, but as you said, we're across midfield. The way our passing attack is and tough to defend, would not be surprised in the least to see them go for it.
And that offense comes back onto the field, 4th and 4. Ball on the Panther 47-yard line, 1:34 to go here in the 2nd period. Ellis in the gun, twins to the left and the right, fires it to the near side. Pass is caught, and moving it up the field is Mason McNeil inside the 35-yard line. That'll keep this drive alive.
It's a great 4th down conversion. Huskies really needed that, and why not go your best player on the field. He was covered fairly well, but a great throw from Ellis, and McNeil pulls that in, gets a big 1st down.
Keeps the drive alive, and they are now in business here on Ashe County. On the 33-yard line of the Panthers. Clock rolling again here, 1:20 and counting in the 2nd period. Same look as last time. Ellis trying to get away, but Felder relentlessly pursuing him and takes him down to the turf.
And offensive line just could not block right there. Ellis had very little time to look downfield.
And we're going to get a timeout here on the field. Indeed we will. Coach Brian Hampton will burn his 2nd. It is a Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout once again. Little's Health and Fitness reminding you to take time out of your day. Head to Little's Health and Fitness Center in West Jefferson.
Tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So we would appreciate
So we'll take a
if you
look,
could
Nate,
pick
once
up
again,
all
what the Huskies
trash
have
before
upcoming. Of course, we
leaving
talked about
tonight.
next week's
Do
big
remember
matchup at
recycling
Alexander
bins
Central.
are
That'll wrap
being
up
provided
non-conference play, and then they get into it hot and heavy at Allegheny. They're struggling a bit this season, though. We know they lost a lot of key pieces, but Wilkes Central, up until now, undefeated heading into this week, and West Wilkes supposed to be improved. They've got some tough matchups here this season coming up in conference play.
Yeah, haven't even talked about East Wilkes either. They're also undefeated.
That's right.
And unfortunately for Ashe, all those really coming up quick on the schedule. And not sure what Starmount has. They've played some tough teams and struggled, but they usually always bring it during the middle of the season, always make a run late during conference play. So could be a tough year for Ashe. They're really going to have to kind of batten down the hatches on the defensive end. You're going to see a whole lot of teams running the football late in the season, and the Ashe really struggling against it. So they've got to figure something out.
Yeah, maybe this could be a little preview of Starmount. We know they have a similar rushing attack as what they've seen the last couple of weeks here. And upcoming once again as Ellis steps up, fires this one deep, has his man, and there is the pass interference call. Obvious there. Poor Hudler. He's down. He's hurt.
Trey Brown just out there just shoves him down. That's about as blatant as it gets. Hopefully Sam's all right. Just a hard shove in the back.
Yeah, he took a big shot there. Looked to be worse than what it was. He's up and appears to be just fine. Brown just giving him the cold shoulder out there.
And that'll be a defensive pass interference call.
So that'll move it 15 yards.
And
we'll see if that'll be enough for a Husky first down to be right at it. Here at the 105 mark. Tonight's broadcast, Friday night football here from Ashe County High School. Beautiful night for football from Husky Stadium in West Jefferson. Glad to have you tuned in here tonight. Move those chains. First down Huskies. They'll set up shop now at the 23-yard line. Just outside the red zone territory. Nate, still plenty of time to get this one in. 65 ticks.
Yeah, minute 5 left. Ashe really needs to punch this one in. Even this score up at halftime. And, as you said, a long ways to go, especially when you throw the ball as well as we do. If an incomplete pass, the clock will stop. So Ashe, they can really put a hurting on Hibriten here.
Ellis feeling the heat, and he cannot get away. Going to be wrestled down by his jersey by David Patterson, the outside linebacker. He's a force to be reckoned with on that play. My goodness.
Yeah,
virtually
Hibriten defense,
untouched.
the Hibriten defense really coming to play on this series. Giving up some yards, but once again, just a big key stop there. Just getting any pressure they can in the backfield. Ashe offensive line really struggling.
So the Huskies will burn another timeout. Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout. Coach Hampton wanting to talk things over with his guys. So officially mark that now. It's 2nd down and 22, Nate. What in the world do you tell your offense after that? You got to start blocking a little bit, I think, up front on this drive.
Yeah, that maybe change something up, if not personnel. Maybe add a couple extra backs in the backfield. Maybe throw some blocks. May have to take a receiver out, run a 3-receiver set or something. But right now, just the offensive line not able to do much against this Hibriten speed.
They've handled themselves well for the most part tonight, but now it seems like Hibriten bringing an extra man. It's paying dividends. So they go with a no-back set, empty backfield. Ellis has time and looking for McNeil, just overthrows him. He had a step on the defender.
McNeil was open. Ellis, the pass rush coming right at him, just sending more guys than we can block, especially with the empty set, but just a little bit more accuracy on that throw would have been 6.
Tough spot there for Ellis, and now for the Huskies. He was feeling the heat on that one. It brings up a 3rd and very long. And I think we're officially in country mile status.
Yeah, we're getting close.
3rd and 22. 51.8 on the clock. Huskies trailing, trying to strike before they head to the half. Ellis feeling pressure again. Hit as he throws, delivers a decent pass, and there comes the late flag in. Hudler was over there. I knew he got bumped a little bit, was waiting for the call, and there it came.
Yeah, Hudler doing a good job campaigning for that one. So that's going to be Miles Simon, defensive back, going to get flagged for that one.
I believe that's the 3rd pass interference call we've seen tonight against Hibriten, correct?
I believe you're right on.
Not afraid to force the issue out on the secondary.
Yeah, sometimes, especially with single coverage, if you get beat, you're just going to have to grab or do something. Even if they flag you, it's better than giving up a touchdown. And that's the way the Hibriten secondary's played it, especially when they've been sending these blitz packages. Just more guys than the Huskies can block.
Makes it more manageable now. 3rd and 7 in red zone territory on the Hibriten 20. Ellis stepping up, fires a pass, and McNeil cannot hang on to it. That had 6 written all over it.
Yeah, it looked like we should have had that one, and just not our play on that one. Just a tough way to deal with that one.
Man.
That would have been an easy score.
Wow, I mean, he had his step on the defender. Almost a picture-perfect pass from Ellis. Not much better, not much more you could do there, I would say. Just got to make the catch. So that's 4th and 7 now. Ellis stepping up. Got to have this one. There's a lot of contact. McNeil waiting for the flag, and it's not going to come. Jarius Cotton applying some pressure there. I don't know. That was close, Nate.
Yeah, we've seen them flag Hibriten no problem on some of those pass interference calls, but that time the official saw not enough contact to warrant a flag, and Hibriten dodges a big-time bullet.
So Ashe had their opportunities to score. Instead, it is a turnover on downs, and a costly one at that, Nate. I feel like they should have come away with 6 points on this drive.
Yeah, that's a real heartbreaker for them. Hopefully it doesn't bother them in the second half. It's a tough way to end the first half here, missing out on a touchdown, dropping a pass, and having another guy wide open, just the throw not there. So tough way to end the half for the Huskies.
And you see there, Trey Ellis takes the knee, and that will do it here for the first half. They have to take one more, depending on the play clock there, where they reset it. But anyway, Nate, we talk about execution here for the Huskies. That's kind of a backbreaker, as you said, and a heartbreaker, because now you know you're going to have to send that defense out and try to stop Hibriten right out of the break here at halftime.
Yeah, certainly not what the coaches wanted, not what the players and the fans wanted either, but you know, Coach Hampton will try to keep those kids' heads up, and you know, it's football. Things happen, drops happen, but certainly a heartbreaking way to end the half.
So our halftime score, Hibriten 14, Ashe County 7. We'll see if the Huskies can make the necessary adjustments coming out of the locker rooms. Still have a lot to be happy about with that first half. Just got to get some better conversions there in key situations and have that defense step up a bit. We'll see what adjustments are made from both squads as they head into the halftime break. And one thing that's guaranteed this year, Nate, they will come out of the halftime break and we'll have second half of football.
Yeah, that's for sure. Not a drop of rain tonight.
So we'll give it up now to the halftime entertainment here at Husky Stadium at Ashe County High School. Stay tuned in. More Friday Night Football on the way with second half action right here on Sky Zone Sports.
Little's Health and Fitness began in 1981. We are a 24/7, full-service, family-friendly fitness center with the finest equipment from Life Fitness, Hammer Strength, and Body Masters, as well as a great staff to help you get started. We have a 22-piece cardio area, so waiting is rarely a problem. We offer group classes for all levels, an extensive array of weights and machines, perfect for the beginner to advanced. We also have meal replacement shakes, tanning, dressing rooms with private showers, personal trainers, and child care is also available.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Husky Vanguard Marching Band.
4G LTE is here from Carolina West Wireless. It's the fastest 4G data service available today, so you can enjoy downloads faster and send uploads without the wait. So bring on the apps and bring on the entertainment. And get ready for life at the speed of you. Visit your Carolina West Wireless store today and find out more about our new 4G LTE network, new products and rate plans.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Good evening once again. Friday Night Football. Glad to be back in with you here. Tyler Ashe and Nathan Ham and Corbin Richardson, our graphics coordinator here on Sky Zone Sports. Getting ready to crank up second half action on tonight's exciting edition of Friday Night Football. Great matchup here between the host Ashe County Huskies and visiting Panthers of Hibriten. This has turned into a nice little rivalry matchup between these two squads year in and year out. And after the first half, Nate, Huskies are on the short side, but they're really in this ball game right now. And, a couple of breaks their way, this could be a totally different ball game.
Yeah, we just saw Hibrite make a couple of key defensive plays and make a couple of no-call penalties here and there, hurt the Huskies. But as you said, we're right in this game. Could be tied, but hopefully that rough end of the first half won't affect us too bad. In the second half, the defense come out here, maybe get a stop and get the Huskies right back on the offensive track.
Number 44, John Revison on that.
So we'll see Hibriten come onto the field after the squib kick. They'll be on their own 43-yard line. Nice field position here for the Panthers to crank up the second half.
Yeah, Ashe really needs to make some adjustments on defense. Try to throw in some new wrinkles or something. Try to slow down the Hibriten rushing attack.
Here comes Ellis in this triple option offense, working it left to right to crank up the second half. Here is the toss to the outside, and get Ferguson go. He's got the first down and then some as we see a flag fly downfield.
And number 6, Jamar Ferguson on that carry for Hibrite, knocked out of bounds.
Another nice carry by the little man out of the backfield, 5'5", 151. But he's a load out there, Nate. Strong runner.
Yeah, no, the pitch just way too easy for Hibrite.
Of course, we do see a hold downfield, which will negate the big gain. Mark it off 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And 5 yards from the spot of the hold will result in the ball being placed at the 40-yard line.
Move it back.
Hibrite now with a 1st and 13.
3 yards, the original line of scrimmage. 1st and 13 it is. Glad to have you tuned in tonight. Here from Husky Stadium. 3rd game of the season here. The Huskies still scratching for their first win. Come into this one 0-2, Hibriten 2-1, and hold everything as they blow this one dead. And we're going to have a timeout on the field. Hibriten, their first timeout, and it is a Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout.
And do remember, youth football here
Little's Health and Fitness reminds you to take time out of your day and get active at Little's in West Jefferson. So, Nate, what do you think the reason there was the timeout from Coach Lewis?
Yeah, Hibrite must have been a little bit confused on offense. They didn't have the right personnel or something out there. You know, usually see a timeout that quick here, just 46 seconds or so into the half. But tough call there for Hibriten. They're hate to give up a timeout that quick in a close game, but sure, it's probably better than having a poorly executed play.
If you're Coach Hampton, what are you preaching to this defensive unit?
Got to be preaching, just to keep at it, keep working hard out there. Hopefully the stops will come. Sometimes, the Hibrite is just really, really big and really quick team. Sometimes there's just not a whole lot you can do about it, but the Huskies can work on some fundamentals out there, make it a little bit easier on them. We've seen them miss some pitch plays and have too many guys crashing inside, so working on things like that can fix a lot of things.
The option toss to the outside, and that's going to be another First down, that time courtesy of number 7, Jarius Cotton.
Hibriten stopped again by number 88, Simon Haug.
Excuse me, that's just past the original line of scrimmage.
They'll have it at the 48-yard line now.
Nice gain there, though. Moves it all the way up to the 48. Second down and 5, they'll spot it. Ellis dropping back to pass, launches one deep, and just through the hands of the intended target there that time. That was number 13, Christoph Wilson. We've seen him look to him a couple of times now tonight.
And good coverage there from Hunter Argetsinger, right step for step with him. Would have took a perfect throw, almost was a perfect throw, but Wilson just not able to pull that one in.
They're on their own 48-yard line.
So the incomplete pass will bring up another third down situation. This one's 3rd and 5. Hibriten successful in the first half on these third down medium lake situations. See if that luck holds out here in the second half. Play action now setting up the screen play for Scott. He bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers. The tackle is made by Tristan Jones, but about 3 yards too late. First down, Hibriten.
Another big third down conversion for the Panthers.
Hibrite now brings the ball into
Saw that quite a bit in the first half, unfortunately for Ashe. Hibrite able to convert on some key third downs.
So the junior linebacker for the Huskies making a nice stop before he gains any more, but that gets it well into Husky territory on their 44-yard line. 10:40 and counting in the third period. Hibrite in control. Here's another pass. Looking for the home run ball, and no dice that time. He had 2 men to throw to, and only 1 man back in defensive position was Matthew Greer, but well overthrown of his intended target.
A little bit surprised to see Hibrite going with so many pass plays here early on, the way their rushing attack works. But I guess their defense can say the same about Ashe. To start the game, we saw quite a bit of running from the Huskies. Don't usually throw that out there with the air raid offense, but Hibrite going to the air here early on in the second half.
So after the incompletion, it's 2nd down and 10. Ball on the left hash mark. Man in motion. Cotton to the left. Now he's going to come back around to the right and gets the pitch. He's inside the 40 before he is drugged down. Nice ankle tackle, though, by Tristan Jones. Didn't call his name a lot in the first half. He's made 2 nice stops on defense in the last couple of plays.
Yeah, really good tackle there from Jones. You hate to see it happen downfield like that, but still, it could have been a whole lot worse. There was a lot more green yardage in front of him.
I'll tell you, Jones really burst onto the scene last year, Nate, as a sophomore. Made his presence known in the very first or second play on defense. There helped lead to a safety against North Surrey, and he's been lights out ever since there on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, tremendous sophomore season, led the team in tackles, and one of the key leaders on the defense.
This time Scott on the carry, gets it down inside the 35. That's going to be enough to move the sticks.
That will result in a first down for the Panthers.
That was Sam Henson
got the ball at the 34-yard
helping bring him down.
1st and 10.
Junior outside linebacker. Nathan, as you said, a little curious that Hibrite went to the air a bunch to start off this quarter. Is when they put it on the ground, they're just pounding out first downs left and right.
Yeah, certainly something we weren't expecting up here in the broadcast booth. Don't know if the Huskies were, but needless to say, a little bit surprised they have went to the air. The way their ground game was just marching it down the field.
Well, there's a pass, and almost a nice catch. Hit his man in stride. Just couldn't hang on to it. That was Tim Jones, the senior wideout. No excuses there, now. You got to hang on to that one. Hit him right in the numbers.
Yeah, he was wide open. He was sniffing that end zone before he had the football, and fortunately for Ashe, that'll go down as an incomplete pass, and thankfully not a touchdown. If he would have reeled that one in, he could have about walked in.
Could have been 6, as you said, just go down as an incompletion. Nice throw there, delivered right on the money by Ellis. He's delivered some good balls here tonight.
He has looked pretty solid back there. We saw him do the same last year, but The ground game's really where the money's being made for
There's
Hibriten.
the counter play going nowhere. Tristan Jones.
Brought down by number 11, Tristan Jones.
And joined in there by number 27. That's
27,
Ben Brown for the Huskies.
Solid
Solid play there by the defensive front.
Great job there, especially from the linebacking group, able to read that play perfectly, string it out to the sideline. No gain.
Jones getting very active on this drive on defense for the Huskies. That's 3 tackles already. Man in motion. Jones rolling out here, bootleg. To the near side, stepping up, firing it deep downfield, and that one is almost intercepted.
Pass nearly intercepted
In
by
and
number
out of the
32,
hands.
Singer. And that will bring up a fourth
Number
and
32,
10
I believe that was
for
what, Caleb
Hibriten.
Cooper for the Huskies.
That's a tough one there. Really need to pull that one in. Could have put an end to that drive. Of course,
Wow,
it does help. It is 4th down, but still, that would have been a guaranteed end of the drive. Who knows? Hibriten could go for it here. And
Excuse me, that was Hunter Argetsinger, number 32 there for the Huskies. Apologize for that. Great play there by him breaking it up. Hate he didn't come up with the pick. Now Hibriten leaving that offense on the field, 4th and 10. They're going to the air once again, Nate, and this time pass is complete. Wow, what a catch made in traffic.
another back-breaking play against the Husky defense. Just luck just not on their side so far tonight. The dropped interception, then followed that up by another big 4th down conversion.
There's a flag on the play.
Oh, we do see a flag on the play. And the Huskies are bailing out there, Nate.
Yeah, we've seen the flags help us out a few times tonight, and that one very big time. That was a 4th down. Would have put Panthers right near the red zone instead. We'll back it up to 4th and 15.
Now do you think they'll bring on the punter?
15 yards, they might have to bring on the punter here.
And it looks like they will bring on the kick team. We'll see. Number 52, Noah Haney, come on to do the punting duties. Don't see too many punters standing at 6'1", 221. You'll also see him line up at tight end, tackle as well. Good high kick. Fair catch is called for, and the ball will be touchdown inside the 20. Bounces around about the 17-yard line of the Huskies, so they'll have a long field to work with. But there's another flag on the field. And another false start. And that one's actually declined.
Procedure penalty against Hibriten is declined by Ashe County. They'll take possession.
So the Huskies will take the ball there. I wouldn't have minded to make them back up and kick it again. How about you, Nate?
Yeah, that punt definitely wasn't pretty. But, yeah, sometimes he's going to take the ball and go with it. But, yeah, I wouldn't have minded to make him kick it either, especially if he could pull off another short punt like that. Would have had a little bit better field position.
Huskies will take it at their own 17-yard line. They're at the 7:50 mark. Ellis, empty set. 4 receivers to the near side. Total of 5 wide. He's going to the one-on-one matchup on the top to McNeil, trying to get that, and it doesn't pay off this time. Pass a little bit errant there and in front and falls incomplete.
Jarius Cotton in on the cover. Good coverage there from the defensive back. We've seen him run the ball a few times tonight. One of the few times we've seen him in coverage.
That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Huskies' 17-yard line. Delivers a strike to the far side, but what about that defense there, getting a hand in and batting that one down? You see he's got something to brag about. Jarius Cotton again providing some nice coverage on Mason McNeil.
Ashe going after him 2 plays in a row, and twice in a row. Cotton, great coverage that time, able to knock the ball away.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 now. So far, nothing doing for the Huskies on this drive. Their own 17. Empty set once again for Ellis, being pressured, and he is not going to get away. Slung to the ground. 4 men basically went untouched to get him there inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Hibriten just sending a lot of guys, and Ashe not able to block them all. And you got to have good coverage downfield to be able to do that on defense every play. And right now the Panthers secondary holding up very well.
Fourth down and 20. McNeil back of his own end zone. Have to punt this one away. Hate to be in that situation. Does get it off. It's a short kick, though. Bounce across the 40. Does take a nice little bounce afterwards. But Hibriten going to be set up with very nice field position on the Husky 46-yard line at the 6:48 mark in the third period. So their defense prevails on that drive, and they win the battle of field position.
A tough task for the Huskies here, having to take over the ball already in their territory.
First and 10 for Ellis. And the Panthers offense. There's a reverse handoff.
Chris Scott on that carry.
Scott stumbles ahead there, picks up about 2 yards.
On the play for Hibrite. They bring it up to the 43-yard line. They'll have a 2nd and 7 coming up now.
Thinks it's 2nd down and 8 inside of 6.5 minutes. So far, neither team been able to find the end zone in this third quarter. The team's holding strong on the defensive side, Nate.
The defense is really coming to life here for both teams. Ashe helped out by some penalties against Hibriten as well, but yet again, another good job by the Huskies, able to stop a run play.
Yeah, dropping him behind the line of scrimmage. That was Chris Scott on the carry. Puts him back right at the close to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9. Right where you want to put them if you're the Huskies. Hibriten, you don't want to live in these 3rd and long situations. Huskies forced a punt last time. Be looking to do the same here on 3rd and 9 on their side of the field. There's the handoff, though, and Scott refusing to go down, carrying a couple of tacklers with him. He's inside the 25-yard line. Garrett Miller, one of the 3 Huskies, able to finally wrap him up.
It looked like Garrett Miller was along for the ride there. Scott, big, powerful runner, able to pick up another nice 3rd down conversion.
So the drive continues. The Huskies can't get the stop on 3rd and 9. That's a killer there, Nate.
Yeah, the Huskies have been kind of plagued with that all year, unfortunately, so far. Not able to get off the field on 3rd downs.
At the 5:10 mark. 1st and 10 on the Husky 24-yard line. And able to shrug off 2 or 3 defenders and still rolling along strong as Scott again, he's all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal, Hibriten.
And that Hibriten rushing attack comes back to life quickly. Kind of surprised Hibriten went away from it at all. Started out the 3rd quarter throwing the football, but now they're back to the bread and butter, and Ashe really struggling against it.
First and goal from the 10 as they hurry back to the line of scrimmage. 15 on the play clock. Ashe doing some adjustments on defense. Man in motion. There's the handoff up the middle to Scott. Rolling on ahead. He's down inside the 5. Mark him down at the 2-yard line.
Very close to the end zone. They'll be down.
Bringing him down was Matthew Greer, another nice tackle out of the secondary.
Goal now coming up for Hibrite.
Makes it 2nd and goal, just outside of the 2-yard line. Huskies got to have that bend but don't break mentality here.
Yeah, they got to figure out a way to stop this rushing attack here right at the goal line. Really need to preserve it as much as they can.
They're going to put it on the ground, try to push that pile. Not going to get in this time. Pick up about a yard.
Shy Felder again on that.
Felder, the big fullback.
They're going to mark it down at about the 1-yard line.
Snuffed out that time. Still going to be at the 1 yard line.
For Hibriten.
3rd and goal. If you're the Huskies, got to make 2 more stops here.
Yeah, you know Hibriten, the way they run the ball, this is definitely 4-down territory. They're not going to settle for any field goals from the 1 yard line. So you know Ashe has got to try to push through and keep it out of the end zone.
If you're Hibriten, who do you go with here?
I see number 19 in the backfield, big 235-pounder. I'd hand him the ball.
And you called it, Nate. Pushing his way forward, and he's across the plane. Touchdown, Panthers.
It's tough to stop somebody with that kind of size, with any kind of momentum. I'm surprised he doesn't get more carries as big as he is, but might be the secret weapon they have. You never know. Don't want to wear him out, but nice job by Felder.
Certainly a great job there, as we see on the Mountain Outfitters replay. Stop by Mountain Outfitters in West Jefferson. Grab yourself a GoPro. Get great shots like these, as well as everything for your outdoor needs, located in West Jefferson. And as we saw there on the replay, nothing too fancy, just a fullback dive. He's got the power, though, stretches ahead and gets across the end zone line there. And puts up 6 more. And the extra point attempt is up, and it's good. Make it a full 7. And it's now 21-7 in favor of the Panthers. As they put this thing to a 2-possession ball game. First time we've had it more than a 1-score differential all night long, as we take a look at the Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. 7 plays, took them to go 46 yards, milked 3:31 off of the clock, and of course, Nate, capped off by the 1-yard plunge by Felder.
Yeah, another nice drive from Hibriten, just eating up some time and eating up some yardage on the ground, just what they drawed up.
They can't draw it up much better than that, Coach Lewis, and this offense that he directs. I'll tell you, Nate, it'll be an interesting matchup whenever Hibriten and Watauga face off this year. Both teams like to keep the ball on the ground, of course, with similar attacks, and that'll be a battle of wills in that game.
Yeah, could come down right down to it at the end. Lots of rushing attacks. Both offenses really like to go at each other, and they've built a nice little rivalry over the years, playing in the same conference. So, could be a really interesting game.
Haney on to boot this one. Kick will be fielded by Hudler. He's out across the 25, but no more there.
And Sam Hudler with a 21-yard
down
return,
at
able
the
to bring the ball up to the
26-yard line.
26-yard line. That'll be where Ashe County will start this drive. But
That'll be where Ashe County begins this drive, trailing now 21-7 at the 3:10 mark in the 3rd period. Nate, got to come up with some answers here. Can't let this thing get any further in terms of point differential.
Yeah, the way Hibriten can eat up the clock with their ground game, they really need to get some points here, put this one in the end zone on this drive.
Ellis all alone in the backfield. He's going to feel the heat. They're bringing the blitz, but gets it off in time. Pass is caught. And a great grab there by Judd Price. Once again, 3rd time we've seen him come with a big-time reception tonight.
Yeah, Hibriten really playing a high-risk, high-reward defense. They're going to send a lot of guys, but if Ellis can hang in there, maybe defensive lineman get a little bit of extra chip on somebody, give him a little extra time. If he can hit somebody, there's really not going to be a whole lot of help in the secondary. Lots of one-on-one coverages.
Gain of 9 makes it 2nd down and 1. Ball on the 36-yard line. All alone again is Ellis. He's getting pressure again from both sides. Airmailing it, but cannot hit Price. He had a step on the defense there, but Ellis, not enough time to deliver the perfect pass he needed.
Yeah, just the Hibriten defense able to get some pressure just in time, but if Ellis can connect on one of those, it's definitely going to be a big-time play. Could even be a touchdown. That would probably been a take-it-to-the-house moment there for Price again. But the throw just a little bit off target.
So now 3rd down and 1. See if they go to the ground game. And Ellis keeps it himself. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. Dives forward there. And he's going to be very close to the 1st down mark. 1st down. They don't even want to measure. David Patterson got the fingertips on him, but couldn't bring him down from the outside linebacker position. Diving effort from him and a great effort there as well, but an even better one by Colin Ellis to move those chains on 3rd and short.
Yeah, Colin really stuck his nose in there, had to get that yard, and wasn't afraid to go airborne to do it.
This time Sullivan stays in the backfield. 4 wide, trips to the right, He's going to the one-on-one coverage and finds Price. An outstanding catch, hits him in stride, and that moves it all the way across the midfield mark into Hibriten territory.
We saw the Huskies go at Cotton again on that play, but this time Judd Price able to get inside position, and a big conversion there for the Huskies.
44-yard line.
Boy, you got to like what you're seeing out of Judd Price. His development is just amazing to watch out here on the football field. Hard to believe he never played football at the high school level before this season.
Yeah, that's certainly Coach Hampton's got to be happy he came out this season. But here we are once again. Looks like going to be another false start penalty on Ashe, just shooting themselves in the foot.
That's going to go against number 55, Ethan Shepard. Moved a little early, and he knew it.
Yeah, he knew it right away. Kind of threw the hands up. It's like, oh, no. Coach Hampton not going to be happy with that, but live and learn, go to another play. Hopefully the offense can make up for it, get those yards back.
So that backs him up 5 yards. Be 1st and 15 on the Hibriten 49. Ellis with Sullivan to the right. Trips to the right as well, and looking for the one-on-one matchup again, this time over the head of the intended man, Judd Price. That'll fall incomplete.
15 yards to go.
Coming close to the end of the third quarter here. Ashe really needs to cash in on this drive.
At the 123 mark. Ashe trailing by 14. There's a dart across the middle, and it is hauled in by Judd Price. What a catch once again.
Really putting on a show out there, the junior coming to play. Mason McNeil's been covered up pretty well here in the second half, but this time Judd Price, he's the guy getting open, and Ellis is finding him.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Huskies. You know, without another weapon, it's easy for teams to kind of clamp down on McNeil. You got to keep them honest with another potent weapon, and that's proved to be Judd Price. We saw it last week, really coming out against Watauga, and even more so here tonight from a receiving standpoint. 3rd and 1, they're going to go to Ellis again, and he's still finding his way forward well across the first down mark. Mark him down at the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, Ellis not the biggest kid out there, but when he gets some momentum going, he is tough to bring down. Just keeps those feet churning, and about any time you see 3rd and 1, I wouldn't be surprised to see Huskies have no problem letting him just carry the ball up the middle.
Clock rolling again inside of 40 seconds in the 3rd period. Ashe moving it well on this drive. 1st and 10 on the 30. Hand off to Sullivan. He's fighting forward, bottled up after a gain of a pair. So he stood up and slung back. Not much doing there for the junior tailback up the middle that time.
No gain on that play. 2nd and 10 coming up as the 3rd quarter begins to expire.
Give him a yard there. Makes it 2nd down and 9. And the clock just going to wind on down. Huskies may try to slip one in here before the quarter expires, and indeed they do. Ellis feeling the heat. He's going to roll out to the right side, chucking this one toward the end zone. Did McNeil hang on? No, they're going to say he did not. And a tough break there for the Huskies. Going to say the senior wideout was out of bounds as time expires here in the 3rd quarter. That would have been a great momentum changer here for the Huskies, but instead it'll go down as an incomplete pass.
Yeah, we've seen 2 quarters in a row end in rough fashion for the Huskies. That one, another score off the board. If he could have maybe just wasn't able to get a foot down in bounds, must have been the call. He certainly held on to it, but tough break for Ashe.
So we'll take a break here and be back with 4th quarter action. Huskies hanging tough. Come up with some answers here pretty quickly, though. They trail 21-7. We'll be back with 4th quarter action on Sky Zone Sports on Sky Zone HD Channel 1.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Welcome back in to Ashe County High School at Husky Stadium for Friday Night Football on Sky Zone Sports. It's the Ashe County Huskies playing host to the Hibriten Panthers. Getting ready to crank up the fourth and final period here tonight. 21-7 our score. 3rd down and 10 here for the Huskies. A big situation. Ellis feeling the heat. Still trying to hold his own, but is not going to get away. And a big-time sack there to crank up action here in the 4th period. And that's a big blow there for the Ashe County Huskies. Trying to get some momentum back on their side after we saw the 3rd period end in sort of heartbreak, much as the 2nd quarter did as well. And what could have been a touchdown pass ruled incomplete. And that will bring up a 4th down and 20 for the Ashe County Huskies. They're leaving that offense out on the field. Ellis dropping back. He's looking deep down the left side. Has his man. It is caught by Price. Did he catch it? Still waiting for a signal, but we do have a flag on the field regardless. What an outstanding throw there by Ellis. 4th down and 20. He's not afraid to force the issue a bit on the far sideline. And we'll wait and see what the official signal is. Pass interference is called on the offense. A big blow there, maybe a push by Judd Price. And unfortunately, that will negate the huge 4th down and 20 conversion and back the Huskies up even more. We really hate to see that. Talk about the momentum changer there at the end of the 3rd period. The potential touchdown catch ruled incomplete, saying McNeil was out of bounds. Opening up this quarter, and then there was a sack, drops them back 10 yards. Then you think they come up with the conversion as Ellis makes a great throw to Price. Gets a foot down, but they're going to say he pushed off. And now the Huskies will be forced to punt. Backed them up to their own 45-yard line. 4th down and 35. Obvious punting situation here at the 11-13 mark. Trailing 21-7 as you see on the Miller Insurance scoreboard. Huskies sending in the 11th man on the field. Number 59, Kendall Richardson, just gets off the punt. He was hit as he kicked it. And no flags are going to be thrown as the punt rolls out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And McNeil not happy with the call there, or no call, we should say. Thought it might have been roughing the kicker, which would have given the Huskies back some yards. But instead, no flag is thrown, and the punt rolls out of bounds at the 30-yard line. We'll see the Hibriten Panthers come back onto the field looking to increase their 2-score lead. Right now, they're up 21-7. See them come out on the field for the first time in this 4th period. And off up the middle, still squirming his way out of the would-be tackler's arms, and finally will be wrapped up by about 2 or 3 Huskies. Matthew Greer in on that tackle, as well as number 44, John Revis. But not before they move the sticks. Another Panthers first down.
They got the ball now on the 41-yard line.
Inside of 11 minutes now. Still plenty of time for the Huskies, but you don't want to go down by 3 scores against this Hibriten team, the way they can move the ball on the ground and really milk that clock. Ellis on play action steps up and throws a dart downfield, but well short of his intended target in the direction of number 11, David Patterson. Also Jamar Ferguson in the area, had a couple of options there on the left hash mark. But it will be an incomplete pass to bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 10:32 mark. Huskies got to get used to this rushing attack. Saw it last week against Watauga, wing set. Here we have the triple options. We see an option toss to the outside. Look at Ferguson go. He's inside the 40. And the secondary, they're staying busy tonight making these tackles. And they're not off of pass plays. That's Matthew Greer. Joined in by Revis once again.
They'll have it down at the 34
Having to make another
yard line.
stop in open
First and
field.
10.
That's another first down for the Hibriten Panthers. 1st and 10. Well into Ashe County territory now. All on the 34-yard line. Ellis going to the air. We see a flag fly. He's airmailing this one, looking end zone. An incomplete pass, but we'll see what the ruling is here on the field. They've been some early movement or a holding penalty. That's going to go against Hibriten. So that'll back them up.
Illegal shift called against Hibriten. Moves the ball back
And
to
we'll
the
redo first
39-yard
down.
line.
5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15.
1st and 15 now coming up for the Panthers.
As they'll come up here on the line. 39. Option to the right. And finding the first down, or excuse me, past the original line of scrimmage and then looking for the first down.
Trey Brown
Was
on that
Trey
carry.
Brown. Haven't called his name much tonight, but makes a nice play there out of the backfield.
For Ashe County. That brings the ball up to about the 30-yard line. 2nd and 5 now for Hibriten.
Makes it 2nd and 5 now. Brown in motion to the right, but they give it to the fullback on the reverse handoff up the middle. That is Scott.
Chris Scott on that carry
He
for
picks up
Hibriten.
about a yard,
For a
so
gain of
it'll
a
be
few
3rd
yards.
down and medium length situation for the Panthers.
29-yard line now.
3rd down and 5
coming up with about
as we approach
5
the
yards to
9-minute
go.
mark. Big opportunity for the Huskies. Cotton in motion. Brown pitches it to the right to Brown, or Ellis to Brown, and he's going to be stopped short.
Trey
Garrett
Brown
Miller
on
coming
that
up and
carry,
making a
brought down
nice
by
play.
Ben Brown and
Joined in by Ben Brown.
Garrett Miller
Forced
for
him
Ashe
out of
County.
bounds. Well short of the first down mark. That's going to bring up a 4th and short situation, but unfortunately we do have an injured player on the field. Trey Brown a little shaken up. Referees blow the whistle there to stop the play. Game clock, excuse me.
4th down now for Hibriten. They've still got about 4 yards to go to get to that
So it's
first
going to
down
be
marker.
4th down and 4, we'll call it. Ball on the 29-yard line. Big time situation here. The stop is made. No, Ellis keeps it himself. A great read option, and he's inside the 10-yard line, and that is a backbreaker for the Huskies.
Quarterback
Great
Trey
read
Ellis
that
holding
time
on
by
to
the
ball
senior
as he
quarterback,
gets
showing
that
why
first
he's
down marker.
very
Good
adept
jump.
at running this triple option offense. Keeps it himself, and he's got enough wheels to set up a 1st and goal situation
First and goal coming up
for
to
the
the
Hibriten
7-yard
Panthers.
line
Tough
for
break there
Hibriten.
for the Ashe County Huskies. Got the stop on 3rd down that you needed. Set up a 4th and 4 situation. And then the backbreaker, the QB keep, just burns the Ashe County Huskies. Ellis under center. He'll send Ferguson in motion. Now tosses it to him to the left side. He's racing toward the corner, and he's going to get in. Touchdown, Hibriten Panthers, and that one may be able to seal the deal. As we look at the Mountain Outfitters replay, just too much speed on the edge that time from Ferguson. May only be 5'5" and 151, but he can scoot. Gets that edge and finds the corner. Touchdown, Hibriten. It makes it 27-7 pending the extra point. As we see Aaron Turner on once again for the PAT. Snap, the hold. Kick is up, and it's good.
Extra point by Aaron Turner is good, bringing the score 28-7.
28-7 now. at the 7:55 mark. A great drive as we look at the Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. They were able to milk some clock there effectively. 8 plays, 70 yards, 3 minutes, 10 seconds run off of that clock, and that's becoming ever valuable. Those seconds for the Ashe County Huskies here with 7:55 to go, and capped off there in that drive by a 7-yard run to the edge by Jamar Ferguson, and the extra point attempt was good by Aaron Turner. He's a perfect 4 for 4 tonight on those extra point attempts. So the Huskies now really with their backs against the wall, under 8 minutes to go, a 3-score differential. You've got to get some points on the board quick, fast, and in a hurry if you're Ashe County. They'll line up deep to return. We see McNeil, Price back deep. Also Hudler and Louder. As Noah Haney sets this one up to boot it deep. See what kind of return the Huskies can get off of this kick. Not a very deep kick. Will be fielded around the 17-yard line. McNeil has some room to work. He's out across the 40, still on his feet. He's looking to the 50, and he gets there. Great return by Mason McNeil. Haven't heard a lot of him tonight at the receiver position, but he's had a couple of nice runs and returns as well, and really gets the Huskies off on the right foot to start off this drive as they'll set up shop at the midfield 50-yard line at the 7:46 mark. It's about a 23-yard return there from McNeil. Twin receivers, left and right, stacked on the right side. Sullivan to the right side of Colin Ellis. Ellis stepping up, pockets collapsing, hit as he throws, and look at that catch. Leaping effort by Judd Price, an outstanding catch. Able to get inside of the would-be defender there, Jamar Ferguson, and comes up with an amazing catch. That was sort of a wounded duck throw that time from Ellis. His arm was hit as he threw it, but Price, good awareness to come back in and go up and leap and catch that ball. First down, Ashe County Huskies down at the 25-yard line. Four wide once again. Ellis feeling the heat, stepping up. This time he's not going to get the throw off. And he's going to go down in the backfield, a big-time sack. Number 55, Tanner White, the senior outside linebacker, quickly getting to Ellis. Say a 2-yard loss. Could have been worse. They'll bring up second down and 12. Ball on the 28-yard line. Four wide once again are the Huskies. And there's the early movement. That's going to go against the Ashe County Huskies. And that'll back them up another 5 yards. Another costly mistake here by Ashe County.
5 yards will be assessed and added to that.
5 more yards makes it second down and 17 yards to go for the first. Inside of 7 minutes now in this ball game. Here in the fourth quarter, you got to come up with some answers if you're the Huskies. Trailing 28-7, as you see on the Miller Insurance scoreboard. Here's a screen play to the left side, and just a little bit in front. Too much mustard on that one. Price can't handle it. Falls incomplete, trying to set up a bit of a quick screen there for the wideout. Give him some open space to work with, and that's going to bring up a difficult situation for the Huskies. Third down, and we'll call it 17 yards to go for the first. Here at the 6:23 mark. We've seen Ashe get some big conversions tonight. They're going to need one here. And here we have a nice screen play being drawn up. Louder hangs on to it, and he's down close to the 25-yard line. Still going to be short of the first down, so it's going to be a fourth down situation, but Ashe got to keep that offense on the field. Gets it back right at the original line of scrimmage. That's going to set up a 4th and 10 situation midway through this fourth and final quarter. Ellis getting the signals. Those Husky coaches. Trips to the left. Sullivan will join him in the backfield. And they'll hand it off. Here's the reverse. No, he throws it back to Ellis. Now Ellis going to step up after the double pass and has his man wide open. Judd Price, touchdown Huskies. Wow, talk about pulling out the old trick out of the hat there, or the rabbit out of the hat. The Huskies used the trick play to their advantage on the double pass. As we look at it on the Mountain Outfitters replay, looks like it's just going to be a reverse. Sullivan gets it, tosses it back to Grant Thompson, the backup quarterback. Then he slings it crossfield to Ellis, and by then he has his men wide open in the end zone. He had both McNeil and Price and got it to the latter of the two. Judd Price hangs on in the end zone for the touchdown grab. And now the PAT forthcoming. It is up and right down Broadway. How about that play? The Huskies score and pull within 2 touchdowns now. It's 28-14 here on the 5:27 mark. As we'll look at that, Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. 5 plays to go 50 yards. Took them just over 2 minutes, but the story of that play is the one that capped it off. The 25-yard double pass. Thompson to Ellis and Ellis to Judd Price. And the extra point attempt from Kendall Richardson was good. And the Ashe County Huskies nipping into that lead now, trailing by just 2 scores with over 5 minutes to go in this ball game. We'll see if they choose to go a little bit of trickery continually here with an onside kick. So 5:27 on the clock, 28-14. Hibriten still with the lead. We'll see if Ashe County can get the ball back with an onside kick attempt. Got to think they'll be looking for that. Trailing by 2 scores, just over 5 minutes to play in this game. Richardson moves the ball there, and now Hibriten is ready for the onside kick, and a great job just falling on that one by the return man. It was number 8, Trey Brown. Nice hands, and then he just falls on the ball at the 46-yard line of the Panthers, where they'll come out on offense once again.
They'll start their drive.
Working with a 28-14 lead. Going back to that play that scored just a moment ago, Ashe County may have gotten away with one. Might have been an illegal play. I'm not sure that Ellis was behind Thompson after that double pass, but hey, Ashe County Huskies are going to take it. Let the kids have a little fun, draw up something to their imagination, so to speak. As we see a nice play followed up on defense there. Alex Richardson leading the way.
Straight ahead, brought down by Alex Richardson. Gain of about a yard on the play for Hibriten.
Pickup of about a yard for the Panthers.
2nd and 8 or so now coming up.
We're rolling down now. It's a 5-minute mark in this period. Wondering when Ashe may choose to start burning those timeouts. 2nd down and 9. Brown goes in motion. Ellis, though, steps up and fires it downfield. It is caught by Ferguson. He's turning on the afterburner, spins away from one tackler, loses the ball, but they're going to blow this one dead, say he was down by contact. Matthew Greer putting on the finishing touches there. But that's going to roll all the way down to the 20-yard line quickly in red zone territory on another huge play by Hibriten. Got a 33-yard pass play that time. Of course, most of those earned after the catch. I'll give them a fresh set of downs inside the 4.5-minute mark. One more score may do it here. Huskies got to come up with the stop. There's Brown off the toss sweep to the outside. You're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Panthers.
And Trey Brown carrying that ball all the way to the end zone for Hibriten.
20 yards out. Brown with a nice run off of the sweep and capitalizes after the huge play. Husky defense, I think, still reeling a bit from giving up that huge play, the previous one. And caps off that drive with the touchdown, as we saw there on the Mountain Outfitters replay. Extra point forthcoming from Aaron Turner. Snap the hold, the kick is up. This one is off the mark, no good. So they have to settle for 6, but the damage has been done. Give them a 20-point lead now, 34-14 in favor of the visitors, the Hibriten Panthers, as once again we will look at the Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. It was a quick drive. 3 plays was all it took. 54 yards, just over a minute shaved off of that clock. And Trey Brown with a nice run from 20 yards out, taking it to the house. Extra point attempt was no good. First miss of the night for number 38, Aaron Turner, the junior place kicker. But they'll take it and take that 3-score advantage right now at the 4:17 mark, 34-14. Hibriten in full control right now. Still got a little bit of time here, do the Huskies. Try to make things a little more interesting. They've really battled hard all night long. It's those big plays once again that they've given up, and some penalties called in other situations, drops in others, or this could be a totally different ball game at this juncture. Haney will line his men up to boot this one away. See if they can get a nice return here again. Although Hibrite may choose to do a short kick, keep it out of the hands of McNeil and Price. They know how dangerous those guys can be. No, he's going to boot it deep. And Price just going to step away from this one, let it roll into the end zone for a touchback. Didn't want to risk that one. And the Huskies will come back onto the field on offense on their own 20-yard line. First down and 10. We'll see what kind of magic quarterback Colin Ellis can pull out of his hat on this drive. See what kind of set the Huskies come out with. They've had some success with that no-back set, going with 5 wide. But here they'll stick with 4 wide, put Sullivan back there to help block. Hibriten's had a lot of success getting to Ellis, especially in this second half. There's a pass that's deflected and nearly intercepted by the middle linebacker, Chris Scott. A great read there, dropping back in coverage from the linebacker position, and very nearly came away with a pick. That really would have sealed the deal. Thankfully for the Huskies, it falls harmlessly to the ground. At the 4:09 mark, it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 situation, as the play call being signaled in on the near sideline by the Huskies coaching staff. Going with the 4 wide set once again. Ellis feeling the heat, throwing on the run, finds his man. It's McNeil. He's out across the 30 before he's forced out of bounds. Nice pickup there by the Huskies. That'll be enough to move those chains.
Out of bounds for being brought down by number 33, Bradley Cash. That is a first down for Ashe County.
Haven't called his name a lot as far as making big catches go tonight by McNeil. Solid as always, but has had a couple of key drops tonight. Although his play on special teams and punting the ball has been spectacular as always. He's had some nice returns tonight. Quickly back to the action now. Fires again, and this one is caught. And that is Louder right up at the midfield mark, maybe just across into Hibriten territory. So back-to-back great completions by Colin Ellis, one to McNeil and the other to Louder.
Brought down by number 21, Miles Simon.
Miles Simon bringing him down, but not before he moves the chains again, and a big-time gainer there, 21 yards for the Huskies. Ball on the Panthers' 49. Ellis in the gun, feeling the heat. 2 men on him. Evades one would-be tackler. Slings this one to the near sideline. Was it caught? Price tried to scoop that one up, and they're going to say the catch was made. So that's twice we've seen Price tonight getting dirty with his hands, scooping some low balls up. Gets it down inside the 40-yard line of the Hibriten Panthers. That will stop the clock while the chains are moved after picking up the first down. So a fresh set of downs here for the Huskies. Works it down to the 38-yard line. And they're going to try to get this snap off as quickly as possible. Going trips to the left. We've got the one-on-one matchup with Price in the right. And he's looking in his direction. Deep. Price goes up and just can't hang on to it, but the flag is thrown. And that will most likely be in the area of defensive pass interference. We've seen a lot of those flags thrown tonight, 3 in the first half to be exact. Ellis really forcing the issue. That was some great coverage on the defense, though, but a little too good. Maybe a bit of an early push. Price did have some nice position there. So the incomplete pass, but that won't count in the books. Go down as pass interference call. Move those chains 15 yards down to the 23-yard line of the Panthers. First down, Ashe County. 3:15 to go in this one. Ashe got a strike quickly, though, trailing 34-14. And there's some movement up front. Good, hard snap count by Colin Ellis. That'll go against the Panthers. 5 more yards for the Huskies via penalties. Moves it into red zone territory now. The 18-yard line. There's the handoff. Oh, my goodness. And a huge hit laid on Sky Sullivan. My goodness. Kevon Wilson, haven't called his name tonight, and he's feeling it after making that hit. The freshman listed at 5'11", 170, laying the lumber down on Sullivan. He's shaken up, pulls his helmet off. He's going to have to come out for at least a play. Tough break there for the Huskies as your leading rusher has to exit. And we'll see Sam Hudler come back into the ball game for the Ashe County Huskies. Quite a blow there, delivered via Wilson. Hudler will come in as a receiver, though. No back set now, 5 wide. Trips to the left, Ellis going that way. Pass is caught, and making a nice snag there is Grant Thompson. I believe that is his first catch of the night. Moves it down right at the 10-yard line. Officially at the 11. First down, Huskies. The clock will stop again while they reset the chains. 2:37 to go. Huskies got to get it in that end zone quick, fast, and in a hurry, though. Trailing by 20, 34-14, just over 2.5 to play. Ellis slings this one out to the right side and nearly intercepted. Chris Scott made a diving effort, was thrown short of the intended target. Mason McNeil well behind him. Dangerous throw that time from Colin Ellis, who's been so accurate on this drive up to that point. So that'll make it second down.
An illegal shift penalty called against Ashe County.
Well, they're going to call
5 yards.
A penalty there against the Huskies. Didn't even see the flag. Illegal shift. So that'll back them up. It'll still be first down. That'll be first down and 15 as they're backed up to the 16-yard line. Ellis feeling the heat, throwing off his back foot, but it is completed. Mason McNeil looking for the end zone, won't get there. He's going to be slung down about the 1-yard line. How about that grab by McNeil? Dangerous throw, really. You never like to throw across the middle of the field, especially off your back foot like that from Ellis. But it pays off that time for the Huskies. And McNeil comes up with a great catch all the way down to the 1-yard line. We're going to have a stoppage here for just a second. The referee coming over to talk with Husky head coach Brian Hampton. Not sure what this is about. Hampton not too happy about what, I'm not quite sure. So here at the 1:59 mark, Ashe in business. Call it about the 1.5-yard line. I think he's talking about the time on the clock. Not too happy with him not stopping it on time. So now everybody's happy, clock winding again. Ellis all alone in the backfield. 5 wide. He's going to keep it himself, dancing around to the left side, and slung down behind the line of scrimmage is Colin Ellis. Tough break there for the junior QB. It's kind of a QB ISO.
Third and a yard or two.
It's going to bring up
to the first down marker and a timeout called
3rd
by
down.
the Huskies.
But we'll first have a timeout called by Coach Brian Hampton and the Ashe County Huskies. It is a Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout. Little's Health and Fitness in West Jefferson, reminding you to take time out of your day, get active, head out to Little's Gym in West Jefferson. 3rd down, 1 to go is the situation. 1:40 on the clock. The Huskies are trailing by 20. It'll be tough to climb out of this hole with under 2 minutes to go, but they're certainly not going to give up on the prospect of climbing their way back into this one. At least try to tack on a score right here are the Huskies. They're down on the 2-yard line. Of the Panthers. That last play we saw Ellis drug down in the backfield. Tried to keep it himself and make something happen. This time he's going to line up with Mason McNeil with him in the backfield. We saw this in the first half. We'll see if they look to go to Mason in this situation. No, Ellis going to keep it himself and dances into the end zone, dives ahead, and touchdown, purple and silver. So an option that time. McNeil was to his right. Thought he might go ahead and be a lead block, but he just kind of stayed out there as an option. But Ellis keeps it himself, dives ahead. As you see on the Mountain Outfitters replay, and is rewarded with a touchdown. His first touchdown scamper of the night. We'll make this a 2-possession ball game at the 1:35 mark, 34-20, pending the extra point. It's been a nice game all in all for junior signal caller Colin Ellis. No turnovers on his behalf. A couple of touchdown throws and now one on the ground to go with it. Like to see him use his legs when possible. And the extra point from Richardson. Straight down the middle, add one more. It's 34-21 at the 1:35 mark. Hang on here, the Huskies aren't going away quietly as we look at that Ashe County Ford. Drive to the end zone. Long drive that time for the Huskies. Ideally in this situation, like to see a quicker strike. 10 plays, 80 yards. After the touchback on that previous kickoff, took them 2 minutes, 42 seconds. And of course, capping it off there was the 2-yard run by Colin Ellis and the extra point courtesy of Kendall Richardson right down Broadway. So Ashe County gets it back to a 2-score deficit, trailing by 13 at the 1:35 mark, 34-21. See what they do here on this kickoff. You're almost assured of an onside kick attempt, just like last time. Unsuccessful last time they tried this. We'll see. You never know which way the ball's going to bounce. As Ashe County will look to regain possession on the kickoff. Both coaches getting their hands team on the field. Hibriten set up to return here. Cover the onside kick. And here is the onside kick, gonna roll all the way down inside the 40. Not the best of executions there. Can't fault the effort though. And Trey Brown fell on it last time. Ball has a nose for him right now. And he'll fall on it back at the 38-yard line, and we'll see Hibriten come back onto the field on offense. 1st and 10 with 1:33 to go. I just see them run it, maybe even go ahead and go to the kneels here in victory formation. They've had a lot of success on the ground tonight, have the Hibriten Panthers. We've seen the Huskies susceptible to the run last week against Watauga. Gave up over 500 yards. Pioneers. And here's the handoff to the fullback, Scott. And look at him go. He's across the 50, the 40, and refusing to go down all the way inside the 30-yard line of the Ashe County Huskies. Chris Scott, the junior fullback, pounding his way ahead, getting the space he needs, showing off his wheels as well. He's down to the 29-yard line, a fresh set of downs for the Hibriten Panthers, and the clock rolling once again. Just over a minute to go in this one before it's official. Outcome already decided in this one. And we'll see Ferguson at quarterback now as he hands this one up the gut. And stood up almost immediately. Little to no gain. As we're rolling under a minute. As another kneel or two will wrap this ball game up. So the Huskies are going to fall to 0-3 on the season. Very different start to how they started off last campaign, the 2014 year. But they're improving every week. A lot to like about the effort from the Ashe County Huskies this week. Went up against a very tough Hibriten squad. Stiff competition it's been every week for Ashe County. Coach Hampton likes that tough non-conference schedule, gets his team ready for conference play in the Mountain Valley each year, as they're just a couple of weeks away from it against Allegheny.
And time will expire in the game.
And time will expire here tonight. That is your final score. Hibriten victorious over the Huskies, 34-21. As we mentioned there, drops the Huskies to 0-3. Hibriten improves to 3-1. As they'll get set now to crank up conference play with Watauga there in the same conference, the Northwestern 3A, 4A conference. The Ashe County Huskies will get back to work next week. One more non-conference opponent against Alexander Central. Not going to get any easier against a big 4A school for the Ashe County Huskies. As we take a look here at the final tabulations tonight. First for the victors visiting Hibriten Panthers. It was a rush attack by them in this triple option as expected. Chris Scott, 14 carries, 120 yards. Also had a couple of catches for 6 yards. Jamar Ferguson, the big touchdown man of the night, 11 carries, 102 yards, 2 TDs. Also had 55 yards on 2 catches. Jarius Cotton added a touchdown on 7 carries, and Trey Ellis, not the most accurate of nights, 4 of 13, but did a great job manning this offense. 61 yards in the air, 41 on the ground for the senior QB. And now we take a look at the other side for the Ashe County Huskies. A lot to like here tonight. On offense, Colin Ellis, just over 50% throwing completion there. 287 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions, which was big. Added in a rushing score as well. Judd Price had a coming out party once again, over 170 yards receiving, 2 TDs. McNeil, rather quiet from the offensive standpoint, 5 catches, 63 yards. Had a nice game, though, punting. And on the return as well, Louder added a couple catches for 26 yards. And Sullivan, not much doing on the ground game for the Huskies. 13 rushing yards. He also had 1 catch for 12. So the Huskies got to get back to work, and we'll be back to bring you the action next week. Looking forward to it, as the Huskies will look to straighten things out as we take a look once again at the upcoming 2015 Husky schedule. Of course, that'll drop the Huskies to 0-3, as you'll see on the top corner there. Got Alexander Central next week. Then conference play cranks up with the Allegheny Trojans, and then Wilkes Central at home and West Wilkes as well before they hit the road again at East Wilkes. So it's not going to be easy for the Ashe County Huskies, but hopefully they can turn things around. Improving every week is Ashe County. We thank you once again for tuning in here tonight. Again, our final score, Hibriten 34, Ashe County 21, coming up short once again. We'll be back to bring you more Friday night football action right here next week, as the Huskies will hit the road and travel to Alexander Central. You can catch it all right here on Sky Zone Sports and Sky Zone HD Channel 1. For Nathan Ham and Corbin Richardson, I'm Tyler Ashe. Thanks for watching, and good night.
Bye.